Hello there, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm taping this early Friday morning, the 11th of April. Good to have you here. Welcome back to the channel. If you've been with me before and are a subscriber, I appreciate you so very much. And if you're just landing on the channel, I'm Afefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. I'm a certified tarot reader, former newspaper journalist, and also ordained priestess in Wiccan and African traditions. A couple of people got on me about I always introduce myself, but please understand not to be repetitious and certainly not to try and brag on what I do or who I am. Like I'm way too old for that, you all. But it really is just about letting people, a lot of people land on the channel for the first time, and it helps them to know a little bit more about me and how I approach my readings. So that's what that's all about. All right, you all, let's move on. Couple of things I want to get to today. First, can we please give a shout out to Michelle Obama, who I know all of you have heard the stories by now, all these questions around what's really happening between Michelle and Barack Obama, her recent decisions not to appear at political events. And then, here we go. The gossip starts about their marriage. Here's the deal. I will tell you what I'm getting from my spirit guides is there is some tension there between them. And Barack Obama has been very open about that, saying that there was a tremendous sacrifice that Michelle paid for years because of his career, right? And that he's trying to slowly, make it up to her. But she came out and right on, like she came out and said, look, I am at a stage in my life where I'm making some decisions about what I want to do, and that shouldn't mean that my marriage is crumbling. It means that after so many years of doing everything that was expected of me, I am now making a decision to call the shots for myself, right? So that's what that's about. Now, in and of that dynamic shift, her taking her power back, is that having some impact? Probably, but quite frankly, you all, I don't think that's any of our business. I will say, and then move on. What I got definitely from the guides is to the extent that some of us are still holding out hope that Michelle may, in fact, decide to re-enter politics, because goodness knows we need her voice, we need her presence, we need her intellect, all of it done and doneer. All right, moving right along. The other person I want to give a quick shout out to last night, so CNN's been on it with these town halls. They had Bernie Sanders the other night, and then last night they had the four congressional folk, two Dems, two Republicans, and it got really feisty between. I wasn't really familiar with her, Representative Johanna Hayes out of Connecticut. If you're not familiar with her, look her up. There's some interesting clips out there from last night, the town hall on CNN. She and this Mike Lawler from New York, piece of work manospherian that he apparently is. Yeah, but she did not back down. He went on his, prepared at all, by all means, let's, press. I call him FDT, if you know by now. If you're new again, felon, fake, FDT. All right, you got it. So he's on there giving the spiel, Doge is everything, fraud, waste, blah blah, and she's like, you gotta do better than that. So it's worth props to her. It's worth checking out a couple of clips, because she did not back down, and she was really powerful and convincing in terms of getting that point across in a setting that was not easy for her to do. All right, now what I do want to read on, let's get to some cards. MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. We've been fortunate enough in the midst of every other form of chaos we've been enduring. We haven't really had a lot of her, her all over the headlines the way we've had her in the past. But she came out and admitted that during this whole situation with the stocks and the tariffs, they're on, they're off. And now we've got some folks coming out, Raskin, I believe, and Senator Chris Murphy out of Connecticut, coming out and saying, hey, this sounds like some insider trading stuff has been going on here. And MTG, in her infinite wisdom, came out and said, oh yeah, I bought me some Apple. I bought me some, what else did I bought me some Amazon. I bought me some Dell. Like, she just came out and said it. There's already some talks about probes and investigations, because clearly that's illegal. So I want to take a look at that first of all, to see if this threatened probe against her is going to result in something. I have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck after I shuffled, but also I'm not going to ignore it. The next card underneath that is an ace. Ace of Swords. Yeah. She realized that she went too far, or somebody pulled her coat right away and said, ooh, Marjorie, girl, what were you thinking? And as a result of that, because we're already hearing this was widespread within Congress, especially among the GOP, those who were insiders and knew and got word that this call was going to come from FDT to pull back on the tariff. So the word was buy, buy, buy. And then, of course, we know his own Truth Social post that said, hey, now's the time. We're about to all get rich. Spirit is there. We have the 6 of Wands and the Hierophant. Yes, yes, and yes. Now, how far it's going to go? Yes, yes, and yes to probes, and that it won't just be Marjorie who who's under investigation. This is, and this is going to make a lot of them really nervous, because the fact that they have done this and they may not have the protection of FTT, like he's only going to go so far. His whole point is you gotta back me up and continue to move my agenda forward. What happens in your personal life is not necessarily my concern. For entertainment purposes only, I have to say that. You all, this is we're gonna see some things coming out of this, because while we know, and we have the Wheel of Fortune, karma, and Jupiter, fortune, the markets, money moving. 100%. Keep your eyes open for that. We're going to see a lot of, some folks are in trouble behind that. Now, again, how far it will go because of the Justice Department right now and Pam Bondi and all of that. But the fact that it will be known, it will be, and we will learn more is what Spirit is saying. And the extent to which people profited, especially congressional folk, not just the billionaire class, the extent to which they profited because they had that insider knowledge. Oh yeah, I mean, come on, we all know Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart had served some time behind that. So let's see how it plays out. All right, but that's coming, you all. All right, next thing I want to look at, Medicaid. Wow. So the House managed to get through some version of it. Now they got to sit down and start doing the math and explain exactly how they're going to do that. There is no way around Medicaid not taking a hit. So one thing I wanted to alert you all to, if you hadn't heard already, Bernie Sanders, again, our guy, I mean, just a delightful to know what he's doing at this time, rising up. So he will be doing a town hall tonight featuring the National Domestic Workers Alliance. All right, it is specifically a town hall to address Medicaid. Don't know where. It's going to be one of these where you have to register for it. So it's going to be someplace in person. It won't be televised nationally, but he will be. I see that he will be streaming it, live streaming it. So I guess look up his Instagram or wherever he does his social media, if you're interested in that. And I'm sure we'll see more from that. But Medicaid. Got Mike Johnson out there talking about, well, the bottom line is people just need to stop playing video games and sitting on the couch and go work. When the truth is, many people are working and getting Medicaid because they don't have adequate insurance, right? We know this. So, Medicaid, Spirit. Is Medicaid about to hit the fan? Is the SH_T about to hit the fan with Medicaid? We have the Queen of Wands. I feel like that's AOC. AOC, many of you have said you see Jasmine Crockett when I pull that Queen of Wands. But yeah, so vocal opposition. The 7 of Wands, standing up, trying to be courageous in the face of this takedown. because the suffering is going to act, and the spirit always gives me my aces when I'm on it. Which one is this? This is the Ace of Swords. They call it fear in this deck. Some of you read tarot and you're going to ask me. I'm reading from the Fuzzbox Tarot today. Fuzzbox Tarot. All right. So yes, 100%. This is not only like the SHIT is going to hit the fan. This has been building for several months now. Spirit is reminding me that the promises were made that those vital services would not be cut. And this is where it gets to the heart of GOP senators and congressional House representatives in those red districts. We have death. Whoa, 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 whoa. I want to go a little bit further before I say that. And the Ten of Wands, you all, we are going to see, this is not going to be pretty. And we're going to see stories like the media, to the extent, I want to confirm that, I'm getting that, similar to what we saw, say, different scenario, but you'll get my drift. The COVID, coverage of COVID, right? People, in hospitals and what have you. This is going to be a major, major thing where we are going to see evidence. Page of Fire. We are going to see evidence of the impact of those cuts. So I'm getting, they're gonna do it. How do they pass his agenda without those cuts? And we're hearing what, 880 billion? 880 billion? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I saw 880, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't 880 million. Maybe it was. Maybe it was 880 million. That's almost a billion. Either way, that's devastating. Cuts specifically to Medicaid, which would include, as we know, many people, elderly people who are in nursing homes, and that is why the National Domestic Workers Alliance is going to be with Bernie Sanders tonight, because this imperils their jobs and the people they serve. I mean, the people. So you got these MAGA cultists, among many, many others, who are going to have to, bring grandma home, bring mama home, papa home, because they don't have adequate care. And we have of cups, the Eight of Cups and the Three of Cups. People feeling really, really, and I feel like this is the elderly, the workers. This is people feeling very, very betrayed and abandoned, but at the same time, with the Three of Cups, it's banding together to resist it. And we will see so much evidence of it. Spirit, is that going to, will the media coverage and other coverage be adequate enough to get some adjustments made? That they're going to have to back off of that. We have the Eight of Fire, Eight of Wands. This is going to be such a major, again, I'm getting relations to COVID, like the coverage of COVID that we saw. It was so stark. It was overwhelming. It was petrifying. It's giving that. It's giving reminiscent of that. And it's awful to think that it has to get to that point, but once it does, like once we see talking about it and putting everything down in numbers and on chalkboards or what, chalkboards, that's one thing. To see faces, families, people, situations playing out in real time, that's going to be a different scenario. And I think at that point, you're going to see, Spirit's been saying for a while, a GOP, I don't know if it's a GOP resistance, a GOP rebirth, a GOP panic, all of the above, but you will see they're realizing more and more, and they shall, that's it for them. They're going to be out of office, and their party, it to the extent that they still want to have a party in power, Decimated, decimated. All right, so that's what's happening with Medicaid, you all. That is about to blow up. The proverbial shit is about to hit the fan with that, and it's just unfortunate that it has to play out the way that it does. But there is going to be some reconfiguration of that because it is not sustainable, and not only will people suffer, but those who want to cling to power are going to realize their power is absolute. They're going to relinquish it, and they don't want to do that. All right, and finally, last thing I wanted to take a look at today, you all, is so now we're hearing that they are calling it, what is it, this death master file in the Social Security. So they are deleting Social Security numbers of immigrants who have registered. So they're working, they've got bank accounts, they're living, they're paying their rent, whatever. So they've decided they've created some master list to delete their Social Security numbers. Without a Social Security number, you can't get employed. You can't. I mean, everything hinges on that for us in this country, right? Bank accounts, credit cards, everything hinges on that. That's the first thing they want to know, your Social Security number. So they're yanking those as a means to basically force people to self deportations, right? Why? Well, what I'm getting from the guides is one reason is because ICE has not been doing very well, and as whatever. I want to keep this PG, so I'm going to watch my mouth. But SCOTUS, they're saying, well, yeah, you can continue to deport, but you've got to, there has to be due process, right? So what that's doing is it's slowing things down, and they're being crafty about finding other methods. Then, if we can't just go haul up people, put them on a plane and get them out of here, we've got to find ways to get them. We'll pull their Social Security numbers. They can't work, they can't bank, they can't do this, that, or that. What are they going to do? They're going to self-deport. So that's their plan B. I want to see if, in fact, well, I want confirmation of that, because all of that was just my intuition. I'm going to Spirit to see if, in fact, that's been the plan, to force self-deportation as an augmentation of their plan to just do outright deportations, especially in the wake of the of SCOTUS's decision. Page of, here it comes back again, Page of Wands. And what I'm getting you in Judgment, and the Priestess, that was the plan. That was a hidden plan all along. That's been a hidden plan of theirs. I don't know if I want to say all along, but that has been in the works for a while. Because remember, when he came in day one, he was like, I'm going to get millions of them out of here within the first week. Well, that has not happened. And now because of this resistance and the illegality of how they've been going about it, so now they're coming up with this other plan. But I'm also getting you all, that is one reason why Doge was so insistent about getting access to that private data within the Social Security Administration and within the IRS, because part of that was not simply to target America at large, not putting that off the table by any means, but the number one, like at the time being, the plan was they've got to figure out a way to find and deal with people, the immigrants. And there's the Emperor confirmation. Yeah, that's been the plan, you all, and that is the plan, to get people to self-deport. Because how are they going to function without Social Security numbers? I mean, that's the root of the tree here in America, in terms of, and the Four of Swords. Will there be a way to stop that? Because that's usually when there needs to be some more clarity, or there's something else that's coming behind it. Will there be a way to stop them from destroying those Social Security numbers and putting them in the death pile, or this death master file? 6 of Wands. Six of Wands looks like there's, and the Ace of Wands. Thank you, Spirit. There I go again with my aces. That's just my method. I don't even, you all do it your way, but that's my method. Aces are yes, and that's how my guides speak to me to say I'm on track. There will be some sort of resistance because again, that I got it. Spirit is saying that's illegal. They haven't done anything to actually just take their information and put it in some so-called death master file. They're still very much here and they're still very much working. And here comes the King of Pentacles. I wonder if there's someone, I feel like that's an attorney or a group, yep, with the Temperance card. So we're going to see some sort of high-profile law firm, groups, humanitarian groups, civil rights groups. There will be some form of resistance to that, to them being able to just absolutely take these people's social security numbers. And the Magician, confirmation again. So will they be successful in that? We have the Eight of Wands and the Four of Cups. Yes and no. There will be, I get it. Thank you, Spirit. There will be people who are just saying, you know what, enough is enough and too much is way over the limit. So their aim in getting immigrants to self-deport, to a certain extent, there will be those who will simply say, can't take this anymore in America. Because this is threatening their livelihoods, which is why most of them are here, right? Many of them, you come here to have a better life. But it's beyond the pale. So that's why I think we're getting the Four of Cups. There will be those who do self-deport as a result of this, but at the same time, this wholesale, this is going to be one method to get the numbers up in the millions. No. At least not in the short term. It would be a very, very drawn out process, as the whole deportation situation has become a very drawn out and very different process. All right, you all, that's it for today. I will post tomorrow. Saturday is a full moon in Libra. And so check back with me tomorrow. I will do a pick a card reading for you all for that, and look forward to that. Thank you again so much. Remember, chin up, shoulders back. Gotta do it. Gotta stay relaxed. Gotta keep our power, and remember to breathe. Okay? Remember to breathe. Your breath is life, and your breath also calms that nervous system. So take some. We're going to be all right. We're going to get through this. It's ugly. It's ugly. But it's okay. We're going to get through this. All right? I'll talk to you soon.